That's control, that's selfishness, that's entitlement. This woman is a monster.
You're basically saying you're a liar. You misrepresent who you are. In the court of public opinion, they've lost. And note the consequence has been terrible for Blake and Ryan in terms of people following them. That over the last 30 days, she has lost 397,000 subscribers, okay? That is not a small amount. If you similarly go over to Ryan Reynolds, he's lost almost the same amount, 1,000 more than her, 398,000 subscribers.
There's a lot of comments that she puts in here that you're just like, why would you want to take over someone's movie? The outfits in this end are so out of touch. No, we don't want to watch bullies like Blake.
This is insane. What are you talking about? She genuinely is not aware of how insane she sounds.
I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have because the truth should be out there.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke, this really silly joke.
Imagine a fairy tale Hollywood life. Red carpets, designer gowns, a perfect marriage to Ryan Reynolds, adored by millions. That was Blake Lively. But now, shatter that image. Completely destroy it. Because the whispers echoing through Hollywood aren't about admiration anymore. They're calling her a monster, a control freak, a manipulative tyrant. Is Blake Lively's reign in Hollywood officially over? The answer is more shocking than you can imagine.
That's insane and that's crazy. And this is a reason why I think in the future people are just not going to work with her, because it's starting to add up. People are realizing that this is a pathology.
While Team Blake Lively may think they have the upper hand, sources say she has no idea what's coming regarding her battle with Justin Baldoni.
When you weigh it against Justin Baldoni, look at his statistics. Over the last 30 days, he has received 206, or you could almost say 207,000 additional followers.
There's a version of this where Justin Baldoni was just Michael Scott in The Office, where he's just saying inappropriate things, but not with any ill will. But Blake Lively, much more different culturally, more about the power and thinking that this is about the feminist Me Too movement. And how dare you do this? So I found that incredibly telling. Hidden in a little footnote, her protection that, well, I was told they were lawfully obtained. Yikes. Big yikes.
Hollywood once adored Blake Lively. America's sweetheart, the charming actress, the envy of millions. But in a shocking twist, that carefully crafted image has shattered. Now, whispers of monster, control freak, and manipulative tyrant are echoing through Hollywood. What happened? Blake Lively is facing a brutal reality check, and it's sending her world crashing down.
They're showing a little ankle, but not the whole leg, if you know what I mean. I'm sure she wouldn't approve of that reference. Too sexist. That's control, that's selfishness, that's entitlement. This woman is a monster.
So she's a serial fraudster. That's called fraud. She's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her.
Witnesses are staying anonymous. They're terrified of threats and bullying. It's a very neutral and interesting piece. Now the Hollywood Reporter has seemingly outed the two actresses' names. They're pretty much being bullied to respond.
The turning point? A seemingly innocuous Hollywood Reporter cover story. What was meant to be a standard profile piece detonated like a bomb. Suddenly, the industry and the public weren't just reading about Blake Lively, they were witnessing her public execution. The article peeled back the layers, revealing accusations of on-set power grabs, script meddling, and a relentless need for control. Comments surfaced, dripping with disbelief. Why would you want to take over someone's movie? We don't want to watch bullies like Blake. The slingshot image on the cover, aimed squarely at Justin Baldoni, became a damning symbol. A perfect visual metaphor for her alleged attempts to sabotage him. It backfired spectacularly.
You're admitting that you go in there and you're like, yeah, I'd like to be an actor, and then you take over everything. I mean, just imagine taking this out of the context of celebrities, and you call a plumber to come fix your toilet.
Now Blake, allegedly, according to these sources, and there's a lot of stuff in here, whole piece is worth a read. Now Blake has shared with friends, allegedly, that she considers this a fight that's bigger than her. I want to go through some of these pieces because hear me out. Here it is. So from the outset, the feud's been framed as the newest chapter in Hollywood's ongoing fight for gender equality, one likely to be remembered as the spark that ignited the next chapter of the Me Too movement. On the other side is a billionaire producer, a novice filmmaker, director, and a small Baha'i, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I think it's Baha'i employees who believe they are simply living up to the moral code of their faith.
The fallout was immediate and brutal, especially online. Blake and her equally famous husband, Ryan Reynolds, began hemorrhaging social media followers at an alarming rate. Since September, Blake has lost a staggering 864,000 followers. Ryan isn't far behind, losing nearly 398,000. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, he's gained hundreds of thousands. The numbers paint a stark picture. The public is turning against them. Fans, it seems, are wielding their power, and Blake Lively is learning the hard way that in today's world, they truly control the game. She, once Hollywood's golden girl, is fast becoming its pariah.
You're basically saying you're a liar. You misrepresent who you are. Maybe that has something to do with why you're now being sued for promissory fraud, because you're admitting that you go in there. He's not a party to our case here in New York. That's what Brian Friedman did. He's just a savage. Brian Friedman is actually my spirit animal. He just slaps her down. I don't know what else to say. Probably because he probably doesn't take kind to just being manipulated. You know, you should have just been like, I want an extension because I don't have any proof. There's something about this story that kind of violates our safety in a way of feeling like people were nice and then realizing that they were totally behaving like psychopaths and were doing something taking it so far as Ryan Reynolds did.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
But what truly flipped the script? It wasn't just accusations, it was Justin Baldoni's quiet pushback, and crucially, the receipts. For a long time, many bought into Blake's narrative. Perhaps she was a victim, standing up for herself in a tough industry. But Baldoni's actions and the evidence that emerged painted a very different picture. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. This wasn't about a brave feminist stance or a number Me Too moment. Instead, it looked like something far more calculating. Blake Lively, a powerful figure, allegedly using her influence to manipulate and control, and when challenged, crying foul. As one observer noted, this was just Blake Lively being a manipulative, power-hungry control freak who didn't get her way.
They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke, this really silly joke. And it's it's SNL 50-year anniversary. And or Saturday night, whatever. Ryan Reynolds stands up and she's like, how's it going? He's like, good. Why? What have you heard? And it was all, ha, 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 ha. I didn't like him. Just gonna be straight with you. I didn't fucking like him. So they're both equally repulsive.
Serious sexual harassment during the filming of It Ends With Us, and now they're making light of it on SNL's 50th reunion show. So tonally, it does seem off, and I can imagine people just wanting to stay away from it. You're going to catch shrapnel if you get involved in this drama at this point.
And the accusations of control don't stop at public perception. They extend to the set of It Ends With Us. Insiders are whispering about Blake's behavior behind the scenes. She wasn't even the director, one source exclaimed, yet she allegedly acted like she owned the entire production. Stories are emerging of forced script changes, overridden director decisions, and a complete takeover of the project. It's described as the Blake Lively Show, a production hijacked by its star. Crew members reportedly lived in fear, terrified to challenge her, knowing their careers could be collateral damage if they crossed her. This wasn't just strong-willed acting. It was, according to many, a display of raw entitlement and a monstrous power grab.
Exactly. I think that's so telling how confident she is to just say, I have no qualms lying to the director, taking control of their movie, pulling the rug from them. Like, oh my God. Well, yeah, that's because that's what you did. You knowingly admitted that's what you do. They want an actress. They hire an actress. They pay you to be an actress. That's your job. But then you do exactly what Justin's accusing you of.
She wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints when he pushed back even in the mildest way.
Hollywood, a town built on image and power, is notoriously pragmatic. Morality often takes a backseat to the bottom line, and right now, Blake Lively is being branded a massive liability. Studios are reportedly reconsidering their involvement with her. Who would risk hiring an actress with a reputation for hijacking productions and throwing tantrums? Her upcoming projects are allegedly being quietly reevaluated, some potentially shelved entirely. The industry's message is clear. Blake Lively is becoming too toxic to touch. She's not just losing fans, she's losing Hollywood itself.
And imagine if Justin had just had known this, if this clip had gone viral before to avoid this whole mess. I'm just the entitlement of her that she thinks this is okay and like proudly displaying us. We're women, so we can just lie and cheat and steal our way into control these big movies.
That I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
Because I don't think she even realizes what she's admitting. Sometimes they'd let me and sometimes they wouldn't. And that then she goes further and says, I would just lie to them in the audition process and make them think I'm just an actress to do what they want.
Even Ryan Reynolds' usually Teflon image is taking hits. His attempts at damage control are backfiring spectacularly. Remember that awkward SNL joke? Great, what have you heard? It landed with a thud. Instead of deflecting, it amplified the controversy. People cringed. What was meant to be lighthearted humor came across as tone-deaf and dismissive, further entangling him in Blake's unfolding disaster. His efforts to shield her are failing, and now he's being dragged down with her. Hollywood is watching, and as Ryan's brand starts to suffer, the industry whispers, regret.
Blake Lively is caught in old footage, revealing that yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors.
And what it sounds like is that she's not interested in being a part of a team. She just wants to own it all. And that's fine. If that is your method of working, then do that. But you have to create your own projects. You have to put yourself in that position that you are in charge, not take it from somebody else.
While Blake Lively spirals, throwing tantrums and desperately trying to rewrite the narrative, Justin Baldoni is quite literally chilling in Hawaii, surfing. The contrast is stark and telling. He hasn't engaged in the drama, hasn't played the PR game. He simply let the truth emerge, and it has. Hollywood is now rallying subtly behind him. Blake, once admired and envied, is now isolated, facing a career meltdown of epic proportions. Her attempts to control everything have led to her losing it all. She tried to play the victim, but in the end, she became the architect of her own Hollywood downfall. And as Justin Baldoni enjoys the waves, Blake Lively is left to watch her carefully constructed kingdom crumble.
And she's still, it's not enough. You don't even get to come to the premiere. You're not allowed in the premiere. Fine, but he goes in the basement when I show up. I mean, that's not authorship. That's not autonomy. That's control. That's selfishness. That's entitlement. This woman is a monster.
What is appearing to be such obvious forms of bullying.
This Hollywood drama is far from over. Want to stay ahead of the curve and witness the next shocking twist in Blake Lively's downfall? Subscribe now for more exclusive updates and deep dives into celebrity scandals. And if you found this breakdown revealing, hit that like button to let us know. The truth about Hollywood is always unfolding, and you won't want to miss what happens next.